Hit that recording. Hello, YouTube. We're playing video games. We're actually in the middle of starting up the video game. Because this one, apparently, has updated recently. So we're gonna play. Excuse me, why did you just put that in the background? Give me a minute. I'm cleaning my glasses first, so I can see the screen. As long as we're okay with that. Whether or not anyone's okay with that, actually, now that I think about it. You kidding me? There is nothing new? Unless... Yep. Why though? Why are these in special and not regular? 3 stone and 1 metal. Okay. Let's make sure. Okay, good. There we go. That's what I wanted. Game acting like I don't know the controls. Oh, there's just so much easier to see. I don't. They changed the text or something. Yes, okay. I know how to do this. I've played this game before. Oh, God. How am I gonna get that stuff up there? Ahaha, you son of a bitch, you thought you could hide from me. Couldn't think of a story reason why to clean this, huh? Just be like, we'll just make it, go clean it, have fun. Fair enough. I am having fun cleaning this right now. You know, I wish I had a good VR setup and could do shit like VR chat. Because I would love to do VR chat. But it is just too difficult. It requires... The problem is to do VR in VR chat, you need a lot of money. And I don't have a lot of money. And the only reason you have to have a lot of money is for VR, because VR is expensive. Or you could do the Facebook VR shit, which should have been good. It was the original. They were the first guys out there, and then they got bought by Facebook. A tale as old as time, though not always Facebook. Who buys them, you know? And it's like, oh, this company was, this stuff was doing so well, and they were so promising, and then they get bought out by a bigger company that doesn't understand or doesn't care and completely fucks them over. Or does understand and is mad. That's happened before. This isn't a situation of that second one though. They just don't understand how the fuck to do this kind of stuff. Like, I mean, hell, one of the big guys at Oculus was a guy who used to work for id. He straight up made his own VR setup for Doom 3 when it came out because he was like, VR's the future. And hearing that sort of stuff leads me to believe that those guys could have saved the Virtual Boy. That guy specifically, if you had ported Doom to the Virtual Boy, it could have saved the Virtual Boy. Hell, it could even have saved Gunpei Yokoi. Probably not, but it could have. That is to say, he may not have left Nintendo and started his own company after that. He may have stayed at Nintendo. The only downside is that we would have lost the Wonder Swan. And I think the Wonder Swan is wonderful. Upside is Klonoa Moonlight Museum, if it existed at all, would have likely been on a console that's easier to understand, and might have even got brought to the US. But sometimes things like that don't happen. Because I do have a great idea. I know a lot of people have done similar things, or a few people at least have done similar things, but if I got VR chat and could actually be there in VR, I would be a me. It's like, yeah, just a me the whole time. Possibly even find a way to get all the models of, like, outfits from Tomodachi Life and Mario Maker 2 and all that shit, and it'd be like, there you go. You could dress however you want to. Be a me. Whatever clothes. Not from the new Wii Sports for Switch, though, because those aren't me bodies. Those are the bodies of the new guys. Just, it acts like it's a different body. It's a different head. They put a different head on the same body. Oh my gosh, that was painful. I apologize to anyone who had to hear that. It wasn't even a good one. was like a 5 at best. uh, God, I saw a clip one time of a streamer doing some other stuff, and he just like did like the nastiest, like absolute 0 out of 10 belch that you have ever heard, and then just completely disregarded it ever, like that it ever happened. Just like nothing was said about it. He just like and then continued like he fucking vomited, and then nothing. It was so fucked up. See, because there's another streamer I watch. Every time he belches, every time, he just states out a number of how good he thinks that was, which is why I stated a number, because I've been influenced by that guy's streams. He just belches like 7 out of 10. Ugh, it's very funny. What is all this red stuff? Is that rust? It's grime. I didn't realize that one fucker's ex-wife is here. She made some pretty good music. I don't know why she married that guy. Unless she was doing the I can change him bit, which... there's the running joke that they always have, like, man, unless he's wearing diapers... A guy like that, unchangeable. And you could tell by any interactions they had that they were really trying to... That's what she was really trying to do, was do the I can fix him bit. Which... Oh, there was something I was going to say about that. It's a valiant effort, but a foolish task. It's akin to, though not exactly the same, as like I've seen it, like, even after the man went to jail, there's people in love with Charles Manson. Which is like, god damn. He rolled so high on his CHA scores that they just, on his fucking charisma checks, that he can fucking possess people, he can charm people before he's even, like, actually cast a spell. Or someone else casts such a powerful charm spell on him that in fact it charms other people. Boy, this game brings up a lot of conversations about that guy. Because they made a fucking... Because the Beatles made a song about a spiral slide, and these guys put a spiral slide in their game. And Charles Manson thought that the song about the spiral slide was in fact actually about a race war. Because he's fucking insane. I'd say it's like he was on drugs, but like, man, that gives a bad name to drugs, people. Alright, let's go ahead and make this a little longer. Even evil drug users like, is it Joe Rogan the one that does drugs? Yeah, Joe Rogan's the one who does drugs on his podcast. having a good time playing this game. I feel bad for people who are evil. It's like, because it's not that hard to be good, but like, once you've been evil, it's hard for people to think of you as anything but evil. So even if like tomorrow one of those guys just started being like, you know what, I was wrong actually. There's nothing wrong with like trans people or gay people or non-white people or whatever the fuck they're bitching about. It's often trans people in this day and age. Though that's not to say there's none of the other shit. They are still racist and all that shit. But like, if one of them just right now came out and said, hey, you know what, I was wrong, all that stuff, I was duped by the other people who were like I was, their fan bases would immediately disappear, but also nobody on this side would believe, on the other side, my side, would believe them. And it's like, myself included, I can't say I'd believe it if just like, you know, suddenly tomorrow Benny Boy was like, hey, I'm sorry, I've been a real shithead to all these people, all these groups of people. And be like, yeah, Benny, you keep telling yourself that people are gonna forgive you for your being mean to people for profit. You know, that's, as I just said something there that made me realize that's part of the problem. These guys don't like do it necessarily because they believe it. They do it because there's like a few dipshits out there that have more money than them for doing like, and I know this is gonna sound like the shit they're saying, but like about different groups, but like, man, there are just people with money out there that want to keep their money. And the way to keep their money is to make sure poor people are... One way to keep your money is to make sure poor people are at odds with each other. Which is something these guys are doing. When they say like, oh, you know, trans people bad, or all brown people terrorists or whatever. You know, when they're saying shit like that, what they're saying is like, hey, give me more money, evil rich guys. I want more money like you guys. And they're like, oh well, a pittance for you. And then they give them, I wouldn't call it a pittance, but to them it is like, you know, it's like, this is nothing. This is a drop in the bucket for a richo like that. But only certain richos are like specifically going that far. some of them, evil though they may be, aren't doing some of the more evil things that evil guys do. And it's not because they don't want money, it's because, I think they're afraid of being seen as evil. When old Muskie says that he's just now becoming a conservative, he's lying, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. He's always been a conservative. He's always agreed with conservatives. The only reason he's ever, like, done anything the other way is almost certainly to try and dip suspicion. Boy, I hate that this is how this fucking game turns out like this every goddamn time. Really gets me all political and thinking. Ironic, because Griffin was playing BioShock Infinite, and it's like, that doesn't get me political and thinking. It gets me thinking, but like about how, like, oh my god, like, so, you know, you may know, you may not know. If you don't, lucky you. If you don't, I'm about to ruin your life. So internet funny man Travis McElroy, he has said that his favorite game is BioShock Infinite. A game where there's a cult in the sky about the founding fathers and stuff. Travis McElroy is friends with, along with all his brothers, is friends with Lin-Manuel Miranda, a guy who made a play, like, romanticizing the founding fathers. Sorry, a musical. A hip-hop musical romanticizing the founding fathers of the United States. That's, kind of fucked up. Especially given the other information I just gave, which is that Travis McElroy likes BioShock Infinite. If you like the gameplay, okay, the gameplay's not bad. I can't tell you that the gameplay of the game is bad. As much as I would like to, it's definitely worse than BioShock 1 and 2. That's all I can say about it. In the case of it not being good, is it's definitely worse than the predecessors. I would even say that System Shock 1 is better than BioShock Infinite. And System Shock 1 is not like, they're not comparable. But yeah, I don't like BioShock Infinite. BioShock Infinite is absolutely the worst BioShock game. So when Travis McElroy says it's his favorite, you know there's got to be some fucked up reason why it's his favorite. Also, because Travis McElroy is kind of a fucked up guy. There was a whole bit he did about having a rant about on someone's Among Us stream that he was on, where he ends his little rant with, "That's what bad people do." Because they were being annoying because he was being annoying at them, and they muted him, and so they're like, okay, well, we're just going to continue playing with a joke. A different joke. We're going to just pretend he's the imposter or whatever. Because it was annoying. And he was annoyed by their, pretending he's the imposter antics, even though they know it's the other guy. And I'm through with these guys now because I just don't like them anymore. But by God, I still think it would have been so fucking funny for that guy on one of his things, on one of the podcasts he does with his brothers, to introduce one of his annoying bits that they hate because it's very annoying, and it's like it doesn't fit with the theme of their show. They're just trying to be funny, and he's like, "Hey, what if I was annoying?" That's funny, and it is kind of funny because of how much it annoys them. I'll admit it. But, I would love... But that's the point. It's annoying to the others, and that's what makes it funny. But this guy's got, he's... I really wanted one of them to just repeat his rant verbatim at him. The problem is they couldn't. This would kill him. He would be fucking crushed that his brothers would do such a thing. See, me, I don't got the same problems as him, so if I had something like that, and then someone said it at me, I'd be like, you know what? I hate you, but that's fair. I'm so fucking mad at you, but I can't... That's fair. He wouldn't be thinking about that it's fair. He would be thinking about how hurt he is by that. They would do this to him. His own brothers. He's definitely the weakest link on their podcast. And you know what? I'm going to stop talking about him because I swore to myself I was done with him after the whole bit where I got really mad at him about that, because it's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? And I realized, you know what? This is a toxic parasocial relationship, and I'm the one who's keeping it up and running. And so I realized the only thing to do was to drop him. No more McElroys for me, please. And my life has been all the better since. I got a raise. It's like, man, you just drop a toxic parasocial relationship, your everything gets so much better for you. I can absolutely recommend it. I mean, as I said, I got a raise. I got so much good stuff, I'm happier. There's no reason to not, if you're really mad about someone that you don't personally know, forget about it. Leave them. And I know for some of you that is hard. You got the mental problems that make it hard to do that. I also have similar ones. That's part of why I recommend it. It's so good. Oh my god. It's so good not being pissed off at Travis McElroy 24/7. I just do not give a shit. And I said I'm so much better off. It's amazing. Oh, and then there was right after that happened, he said, well, I'm taking a break from social media for a little bit because I you know what, I was a little bit in the wrong there. The man continued to stream. Streaming is doing social media. I am trying to be social right now. And you know what? I'm done with Travis. We're done with Travis McElroy. He can go fuck himself. He can go fuck his wife. I will say there's something like he's on their family channel, like they'll do streams. Each of them will do their own streams on their, you know, familial owned YouTube channel, and he did some streams of Stardew Valley, and apparently he had some sort of sex mod on that skeezed people out, and it's like, to me, that's whatever. What's funny to me is I could not tell who it was because, like, I was looking at the little thumbnails, and it's like, oh, you know, it's got face cam, and it's like, well, this guy looks fucked up. Surely it's not Travis. That man's too fucking full of himself to ever look like fucked up on camera. And it's like, and it's not the other guy because the other guy's it's not Justin because he's a wife guy, and this guy's got big divorced guy energy. But also, you know, I've never seen Griffin McElroy with a beard. I could not see Griffin McElroy with a beard. It's like, is that Travis? Does he just look like shit for some reason? It's like, what is it? Why does he look like shit? Like, I'm surprised, as I said, I'm surprised he would ever let himself look like that on camera. Just because of the kind of guy he is. It's funny. But yeah, he looks divorced as hell. It's kind of funny. Is he divorced? Don't know. It'd be kind of fun. Once again, you know what? I'll say it. It'd be kind of funny if he was. It'd be kind of funny. Would it be really funny? No. It's not really funny like every goddamn time that, you know, some rich dipshit has a wife and then somehow, like, ends up not married to them anymore. Like Musk. Like old Muskie. That's funny that he has multiple ex-wives. Oh, Travis would absolutely be a fucking... Nope, we're done with them. We're done with McElroy's. And that's the end of that. I'm apologizing right now if I bring up either of them again. But yeah, you know, I'll, you know what, I'm definitely apologizing because I'm about to bring them up again. But yeah, if you don't like something, like if you find yourself like hate watching or hate listening to something, stop it. Cut it out. Think about what you're doing. You're hurting yourself, and you're helping them, even if you, like, you know, and I mean, unless you're like going to the stream of someone you hate and you've turned off the ads and you've got ad block and all that kind of stuff on. You're not hurting them. And so it's just better to just stop it. You know, just say, okay, I'm done with, you know, like, say, in my case, the McElroy brothers. And their dad, even though he's funny, I'm done with them. He's absolutely the strongest member of the group. But in any case, we're done. I'm done with him again. I need to think about something else. Anybody heard any good jokes lately? Fuck, I don't have anything to talk about. I've just been sort of ranting and rambling. You know, I am reminded of something else that I don't like. I don't like when like a racist person says that the reason they're doing something is X, and that's one of the reasons they're doing it. Like one of the reasons they're bitching. You know, like I remember the when the Amazon Prime Video exclusive Lord of the Rings show came out, racists got mad and like they were immediately saying it was woke. Which like and then they tried to say no. What we're mad about is not that there's going to be, you know, non-white people in it, which is what they were totally what they were mad about, and they're lying to you. And if you believe that, I can't believe you would fall for that. That's their lying is so obvious, it's not even like, you know, it's like they aren't even trying to hide that they are lying. What was I gonna say about it? Oh yeah, but then they're like, you know, no. Our problem is actually that it's going to be, you know, an Amazon created thing. Like, why don't they just make something new if they want to do it that way? And it's like, that's a fair point, but that's not what they were mad about. Like, their problem was saying that it was woke. So if what would they mean by that? Like, what they mean is that they're mad that there's going to be black people in it. And it's so fucked up. And Netflix canceled their plans for the TV show The Anti-Racist Baby. It's like, damn. They can't. The Anti-Racist Baby has preemptively been canceled. He's not even been born yet. Canceled by some right-wing fucks. They're the ones who really do all the canceling. Also, that's an important point, is if right-wingers are complaining about canceling, you know who gets canceled? People who fucking are out there, like, not right-wingers, you know, the people who are complaining about canceling and being canceled generally haven't been canceled because they got like shitloads of money, you know, like, oh hey, you know, I got 3 Netflix specials called I've Been Canceled. They canceled me, and it's annoying. Cause like, oh, I remember a fucking, like, it was both a headline news of some sort on some sort of article on some sort of, I think it was actual print, you know, with a person being like, the left is trying to silence me. And it was literally a headline. So, I mean, if people are trying to silence you, it's not fucking working. As they say. In any case, hey everyone, what's your favorite conspiracy theory? My favorite conspiracy theory is that transphobia, homophobia, and racism were designed by the people in power to keep poor communities at odds, and thus preventing them from seeing the people who are really the enemy, which is richos. Richie Rich is the enemy, not Gary Gay is not the enemy. Richie Rich is the enemy. Richie Rich doesn't know he's the enemy. Richie Rich, if he did know, probably seems like the kind of guy who'd be like, oh, well, why don't I just spend my money on something good? Children are like that. Generally are easy to be like, oh, you know, good. To tell them, like, to get people to be good. It is easier to get a child to be good than it is, like, to be a good person than it is an adult, because an adult is already set in their ways. And, you know, I sort of gotta say it, I don't get doubling down, because I've seen a lot of people just, like, you know, be racist, and then someone's like, hey, that was a little racist. They're very polite about it, you know, like, oh, hey, that was a little racist, I don't know if you knew that, like, you know. And then their response is, like, oh, have I triggered you? And then they get, like, 10 times more racist, and it's like, what the fuck? I never understood that. Doesn't make sense to me. Like, where's this shithead instinct come from on these people? They're always talking about, like, oh, it's instinct and natural and all that. So it's like, okay, where's the shithead instinct on me? Why do I not have a shithead instinct? Actually, the problem is these guys do have logic and they're capable of using it. They just choose not to. Because logic is for sissies and nerds and all that shit. Or whatever the fuck their opinion is. And that is until facts don't care about your feelings. In which case, oh yeah, sure, you know. Then I'll relate to some things that are actually facts. And then when you point the actual facts that disregard what is said there, literally the facts don't care about your feelings guy said, well, my religion says otherwise. Well, Ben, I know that it's been said before by others about this exact situation, but, you know, facts don't really care about your feelings. Also, you know, I hate the thing that people in that sort of position do where they do the thing where it's like, oh yeah, you know, they're incredibly powerful, you know, but also they're powerless little baby idiot losers. It's like, I hate that. It's like, how does that work? How do people fall for that? Because clearly they do. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a tactic of that sort of thing. But it's so fucked up and stupid. Alright, yeah. Kick that thing's ass. So tired. Wow, I've already been at this one for 45 minutes. It's pretty cool, pretty cool. As I said, I'm a bit disappointed that all this stuff was like special related stuff and not like, you know, story content. Though I understand that, you know, this is a full ass game that these guys are making. So expecting them to put new story content out with every update is like, you know. And I know they're not like a huge team of like 50 people or whatever. As I said, I remember, as I've said in these streams prior, I remember watching a Twitter video of their like they hadn't even like the game wasn't even announced yet or anything. It was just sort of like a proof of concept. You know, it was just a little clip of a guy pressure washing a deck, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. Except it was, you know, as a video game, and I was like, oh, that's even cooler. The fact that it's a video game makes it awesome. You know, talking about indie developers reminds me, it's always kind of fucked up when indie developers are fucking freaks online, like, Puppet Combo. Puppet Combo can be a bit of a freak. Then there's the thing about like how technically Puppet Combo's the whole team, but also Puppet Combo's only like the face of it, like the main one, the one who made the first few games. So technically all the other guys who do stuff with Puppet Combo are also considered Puppet Combo, but Puppet Combo is also just the main guy who does the main games. Puppet Combo did Murder House and Nun Massacre, but then there's like a good few other games that are technically Puppet Combo games, but like they also aren't at the same time. And I know it's like, oh well, you've mentioned them. Are you ever gonna play a Puppet Combo game? No, I'm not good at games like that. Though I suppose most of Puppet Combo's games are in first person. It's just like I don't know, it's just it's not that they're scary. I mean, I'm certain if it was like, you know, full screen, pitch dark, yeah, scary. You know, you have to put the atmosphere outside the game to match the atmosphere inside the game, yeah. But like, Like, would I play them? Yes. Would I play them on stream? No. I don't think I would. I'd buy the Switch versions. That'd be fun. Play them on, like, on the couch while I'm watching other stuff happen. But otherwise, I have nothing else. Like, I wouldn't play one of them because they're just not my kind of game to play. Aesthetically, they're quite pleasing. I love watching people who, whereas that is their type of game, I love watching them play games like puppet combo games. Oh yeah, you know? I mean, my favorite streamer's done a couple puppet combo games, and they're pretty cool. I really liked him playing them, even though I'm pretty sure I could have done a better job at it than he did. Just because... You know, it's not about the doing it, it's about the guy who is doing it. Which is, you know, and I'll say it, I do have a problem with watching puzzle games because I'll see the solution, and backseating's usually not allowed. People don't like when you backseat in a puzzle game, which, you know, I understand. I mean, I get pissed off. Especially when it turns out that the solution was really easy and I missed it. I just missed it because I wasn't paying attention or whatever, you know? It's like, God damn it, of course it's that easy. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it have been that easy? I'm just a fucking moron. And even if that's not true, even if, you know, you're regular, it makes you feel stupid as fuck if you, if you mess up on something like that. You don't actually have to be stupid as fuck to feel like you're stupid as fuck. I just feel glad that most of the time whenever I have to, like, search the solution to a puzzle in a video game, it turns out, yeah, it actually wasn't intuitive or logical at all. It's like, okay, that one was a fucked up puzzle. It wasn't just me. Like when I had to Google how the fuck you're supposed to fly with the bird in, Skyward Sword. It does not tell you. Like, I was trying to learn how to fly, and it was like, okay, cool, you've ended the flying tutorial, thanks, bye, fuck off. And it's like, I didn't figure out how to fly. It had me sitting at the bottom, and I threw my fucking controllers across the goddamn room. But that's a problem with that whole game in general. I had to fucking Google how the fuck I'm supposed to beat Girahim the first time because, like, you know, okay, how the fuck do you do this? So there's a guy who's out there on internet saying things like Skyward Sword is probably one of the best Zelda games ever. Is it a good game? Sure. I can't say it's a bad game. The motion controls are a little fucked up. Is it the best Zelda game? Absolutely not. And the one guy, and I think this guy's only saying it because he likes to have contrarian opinions. He likes to say the opposite of what most people say. He doesn't actually care. He doesn't actually think it's the best. He just wants to be different. But he does feel vindicated when he does have that, like, you know, I've heard him talk about it. That he's got this vindicated feeling whenever he whenever, you know, he's like, oh, this game is actually really good, and everyone's like, yeah, this game is really good. It's, I mean, even if it's something that people already said was like, yeah, this is pretty good. Like, this dude loves No More Heroes. Here's the thing, though, is he loves everything that Suda51 does. Even the stuff that people hate. And he's weird about it. And that's just, I guess, the problem in general with people on the internet. And I've sort of started treating that guy, most of what that guy does, like a Travis McElroy. I'm done with him. Get bad vibes from his stuff. Not from him, but from all the people he has. Like, it's like, man, I got really bad vibes from the last episode of his podcast that I listened to, so I stopped. And I think I'm better off for it. The only downside is like, oh man, now there's just less stuff to listen to whenever I'm doing stuff. Like in my commute to work. That's another problem I have. Commuting to work? Why the fuck don't they pay me for that? That's time I'm having to waste to go to their fucking thing. Because they can't, like, I'll say it, I work at a military base. Why the fuck can't they build a goddamn, like, bullet train that I just, like, go, I show my ID, I go to the bullet train station, I show my ID, and, boom, then, like, 10 minutes later, I'm at work. Why can't they spend the money on that? You'd think they could. A lot of people come from this town. Oh no, but what if the train gets attacked? Oh well. That's why you have to show your badge before you get on the train. That's why you have to show your ID, you know. So they can be like, okay, yep, you're good. Because if someone's going through the trouble to fake that, like to the point where, like, you know, oh, especially if I don't have to pay to use the train, that would be awesome. Because it's, you know, because I work at the place. I work on the base. I guess I'm just one of those crazy freaks who thinks public transit should be a thing. So I don't have to drive like, and that's another thing. If I have to get there, like, early in the morning, I'm driving tired. I'm driving tired because I cannot get to sleep in time. And that's dangerous because I'm on a fucking highway. I have to drive there on a fucking highway. 70 miles an hour speed limit. you would definitely think that if they really cared, they would do something about that. Which sort of shows you the implication there. They simply do not care. It's like a band I only sort of like said in a song of theirs that I really like. Actually, I only sort of like this song, but I really like this lyric where neutrality means that you don't really care because the struggle goes on even when you're not there. Like, damn, Rise Against. True to that. That's some powerful fucking shit, and it's true as hell. And and that's the problem, is I'm surrounded with, like, the dumbass version of conservatives in my day-to-day life is another thing. Not like, the ones who act smart, like Ol Muskie. Ol Muskie acts smart, but he's a fucking, he's a richo idiot. The whole system in general is fucked. Like, I'll say it. I don't think there's anything wrong with the existence of a military. I think militaries are understandable because if one person has, it's like if everyone has, like, mutually assured destruction with nukes and stuff, same sort of situation where, but I don't understand why people are out here, like, trying to start wars. It's like, what stake do they have in it? What is it? Money? Usually it's money. Sometimes it's the thing that money brings to you, which is power, which is why which is really annoying, but I hate it. I hate the system so much that we live in. And I know, it's like the Matt Boers comic, yet you participate in society. Curious. I am very intelligent. Like, what am I supposed to do? We live in a society, gamers. Gamers rise up. That's all gamers, not just cishet white man gamers. It's trans women, it's trans men, it's non-white people. All of them. You're not white? Yeah, you're welcome amongst gamers, sure. We need to rise up against the people who are trying to do bad things to us. Cryptocurrency fuckers. They're still doing it. Cryptocurrency is failing, and literally GameStop, just like yesterday, made an NFT account. Like, really? NFTs are like the lowest they've been since they fucking were created. And you've just now decided to get into the fucking GameStop? Boy, I'm not looking forward to the fallout of people losing their jobs when GameStop closes because they did bad decisions. They made bad business decisions like NFTs. We are past NFTs potentially being a good business decision, and cryptocurrency is just eating up graphics cards. Though I hear cryptocurrency crashed recently, which is good. I saw a picture of a store, a regular ass store, like a Best Buy or something, and it had a locked case, you know, so people don't steal them. Full of graphics cards, baby. It's like, oh my god. Gotta go buy a 3080 right now so I can fucking use ray tracing on Minecraft. I want Minecraft ray tracing. And I'll admit, that's all I'd use it for, but, you know, it's better than fucking destroying the environment by making fake money. Fake money. A bit of an oxymoron, if you will. Or if you won't, it is an oxymoron either way. Money is made up. Money is not real. See, this is the problem if you just let my brain go wherever, is this like, I just start ranting about dumbass shit like this. You know. Hashtag gangweed. If you believe weed should be legalized, you're farther left than than even the fucking like 80% of Democrats. And yet no one, if I were to say that out loud, most people that I know would not believe me. My mother wouldn't. Because she's a, like, and see, that's the problem. My mom smokes pot, and you know what? I'll say it. I'll say it. Even though I hate I hate Sublime. I don't get angry when my mom smokes pot. You know. But I get angry when she's still like, when she smokes pot, and then fucking votes Republican. Like, these two things should be diametrically opposed to one another. Commit a crime and then do something that is considered a crime by one people, and then go vote for the people who think, yeah, this should totally still be a crime. This bitch told me, her like trans kid, that in her first election she voted, you know, she sort of fell for what her parents were doing and voted for the guy that, you know, that her parents and her older brother were voting for. But that she should have voted for the other guy. Fucking Reagan. And it's like, you're telling me your trans kid this? Huh? It's like, I don't think she thought that went through. You know, the guy who caused the AIDS crisis. That son of a bitch. The kind of guy who makes me hope that hell is real because so he can be there. He's not the only guy who fits that category, but he's like the blueprint of the kind of guy who makes me hope that hell is real. Which is like kind of fucked up. But there's plenty of people like that. Almost all politicians, almost all religious. I hate televangelists. I hate them. You're Kenneth Copeland. I hope you fucking get shot. I hope the devil himself comes and eats your fucking plane. Or you know what? I hope God sends the devil to fucking destroy your goddamn private jet, you cheap, money-grubbing son of a bitch. That's the problem with all these guys, is that they got too much money. And not in like a funny way, like ha ha ha. You know, oh, too much money. They have so much money and they're not like doing good things with it. Like, you know, they're a church. They should do good things with their money, but nope. One of these guys really living up to his name and being really ostentatious. I guarantee you that dude's got a fucking private jet. I hate that guy. I hate evangelism in general, but like televangelists are the worst. Because they're making money off of it. It's like, I don't remember what fucking philosopher it was. Told the story of a little guy, you know. He gets approached by someone who's like, well, if you don't know about Jesus, if you know about Jesus and you do all this stuff, then, and you do bad things, then you go to hell. And he's like, well, do people who don't know about Jesus go to hell? It's like, well, no, they like people who never have a chance to learn about Jesus, do they go to hell? And it's like, well, no. Then why are you out here damning people to hell, huh? You could just remove all this and then no one would know about it. And that is a big problem with their thing. Is like, okay, well, you got to know about it. You got to join our religion. That's the problem with most organized religion. I say most because some of them don't have like divine punishment at the don't even believe in an afterlife per se, and it's like that's cool. If I die and there's nothing, I'll create something so there will be something for everyone else, but also I will be a super famous ghost. This is a fact. This is just me. This is a statement of intent. This isn't like, you know, I mean, it's the sort of thing where, you know, ghost hunters would be like, if I became very popular and well known, they'd call me a demon. Which is fair, you know. I mean, if there's nothing, I would absolutely be motivated by rage to do it, so, you know, I'd be fucking pissed off all the time. So they'd come across me and be like, some angry demon just said things to us. It wouldn't be that guy if I die. Like, I'm not likely to die before that guy. Because that was my Zach Bagans impression. Those guys are funny. It's a funny show. I love ghost stuff because it's either some of the fakest shit you've ever seen, or it's like nothing. It's like, oh my god, we caught this thing on camera, and they caught nothing on camera. You can't fucking see anything. And they'll be like, oh my god, did you see that? And it's like, and it's like a fucking... I especially love the ones that have like CG animation, and the like creature that they're animating is a different fucking frame rate than the rest of the fucking video. It's so funny. It's like, really, that monster is moving faster than the rest of the video, and you're gonna try and tell me you believe that that's a real monster, Chills? Yeah, right. I love that guy's videos. They're so fucking funny. I don't even. I know I used to watch like Chills and Top 15's videos because they were scary. I used to be like legit spooked when I watched his videos, but like. I don't know why. I literally looked back at some of the earliest videos on Chills and it was nonsense. It's like, was I really scared by this shit? How stupid was I? I don't think it's stupidity per se, it's just naivete. Perhaps I've become disillusioned with that sort of content. Some sort of navigator or some other sort of nautical related fella perhaps might have, or perhaps some sort of ranking maybe he has, might have disillusioned me on the whole bit, if you will. The reason why I look at some of this shit and will just straight up laugh because I can tell that the like monster or whatever is moving at a different frame rate than the rest of the video. The only reason I think to look for things like that is because of this fella. No good ones. No good ones. But this. What? So do I have that one already? Okay. Okay. It won't let me buy it. That sucks. I hate that. What the fuck? Getting so many notifications. I don't care. Done with this shit. I have nothing else to talk about anymore. Oh no. My brother is here. He's going to kill me. Don't kill me! I beseech thee, do not kill me. You son of a bitch. I should kill you now. Just like you were planning to do to me.
I can't think of any jokes, I'm sorry.
Damn, that was the reason I was accosting you with claims that you were going to kill me, is because I couldn't think of anything either. I've run out of everything. I'm just sitting here, spraying down this fountain with a lower quality thing than I would want to use, because you have to use specific ones. They added new maps, and they're all the challenge, not challenge, the special maps, so you can't use like your own equipment.
I see.
It's annoying.
Well, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna go look something up.
Oh, he's looking up how to poop on Wikipedia. Told him he should have gone to WikiHow. But he didn't believe me. WikiHow will have... you know, not gonna do it. I was seriously considering it. How to poop on WikiHow. It probably exists. There's probably a page for how to poop on WikiHow. WikiHow has a lot of shit. With weird illustrations, no less. remember I used to follow someone on Tumblr who at least claimed to, and definitely had the good evidence that they were in fact someone who did a lot of WikiHow article, like, the artwork for them. It's like, why do you do it like that, though? I don't think they ever explained why they did it the way they did. The weird aesthetic. But, you know, which I think would be pretty, you know, like, indicating that maybe they aren't this person who did it if they aren't gonna explain to you why they do it the way they do it. Like, no explanation ever given. The Ever Given. Y'all remember that when that boat got stuck? Very funny. Destroying international shipping for a few weeks. Interesting, interesting. It always bugs and weirds the crap out of me when I hear people who aren't like Nazis use the term degenerate. Because it's like, ooh, bad vibes from that word. Because, you know, Nazis use it. That's right, that's why that popped into my head, because of fucking, not Blink-182. Sum 41? I don't remember. Some 196 blinks. With the underclass hero, and he says, "We're the saints of degeneration." It's like, eh. At least that was before Nazis came back with a fucking force. Like, they still existed back then, but like, in the like late 90s, early 2000s, whenever they made that one. I think it was Sum 41. I can't fucking remember anything right now. I couldn't even remember what a dog is if you showed me one. You'd show me one and I'd be like, what is that? Some sort of fucked up cat? Yeah, that's what a dog is, right? Just some kind of fucked up cat. like a preppy cat instead of a goth cat, because cats are goth. This is known. I don't need to explain myself any better than that, because everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. Cats are goth and dogs are preps. And no more explanation, no further explanation required. Understand? No? Too bad. Ugh. This is why I really shouldn't play this game, is that I just have nothing to talk about. It just sort of erases everything in my brain except stupid shit. You know, I'd only take offense to being saying stupid shit reminds me. I'd only take offense to being in a YouTube poop if they made me say racist shit. Or otherwise evil and heinous shit. It's like, no. You can put me in your YouTube poops, don't make me evil or heinous. And I do love the idea of saying heinous when I could literally just say anus and have that be used as, like, if someone ever makes a YouTube poop of me. I could just say anus and that could be used, like, someone talking something about anuses, but it's funnier if you take the heinous part. Any of the, like, 5 times that I've said heinous and get rid of the huh. It's funnier. Trust me. I know what I'm talking about. I know what funny is. Because I'm funny. Right? Right. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna say something that I was thinking about. So, 3 or 4 streams ago, I tried streaming, talking differently, and, you know, like, changing my voice and shit, but, like, and nothing came of that, like, I couldn't get it done properly, but, like, the main problem I have is the one person, like, that everyone recommends, like, oh, you should totally watch this person, she's so great, totally, you should understand what she means. Like, everything this bitch says sounds like a fucking robot. It's like, I'm sorry, if I wanted to take a robot voice course, I would simply talk to a robot. Like, I would ask Microsoft Sam to do a robot voice course, or Hatsune Miku, be like, hey yo, Hatsune Miku should do a robot voice course, because she has her voice is AI generated after all. That's it, and that's a joke, you know, but, like, the problem is this person does sound like that. They sound like a fucking robot. Like, everything is so carefully rehearsed, and it's like, why does she sound like that? I hear that, you know, she's a member of a group, and that other members of her group might not necessarily sound like fucking robots, but still, the fact that she is the one considered the face, and she sounds like a robot. Like, I get it, you know, you don't want to sound like a dude, but does that mean that everything you say has to sound like you're a fucking 14-year-old reading off a script? No, it doesn't. Like, sure, you know, reading off a script, I get it. You're not 14, though. Why do you sound like a 14-year-old reading off a script? And then there's the problem of most of them Like, okay, they're like, okay, you know, if I were to go to something like that, and they're like, okay, relax your voice, let's find out what we're working with. You would hear this, and this I don't think is an easy place to start from, if you know what I'm saying. And if you don't, how? It's not like I'm trying to make it hard to figure out what I'm saying. And I just don't understand, like, where to start from here. I mean, I just tried, you know, pitching my voice up that stream. That's all I did. Of those 2 streams, that's all I did. It was too much work for me, and I wasn't feeling any results, so that's why I only did it for 2 streams. And it's so fucking annoying. See, that's the problem, is I actually listened to the first one. It sounded pretty good. For like the maybe 40 minutes that I was able to do it and remembered that to do it and all that stuff. And that's another problem, is like, you know, I gotta remember to do it all the time. And having ADD makes that really, really, really difficult to remember to do things all the time that are hard. God. It's like, okay, remember to do thing. Okay. It's hard. Don't want to remember to do it now. And you don't see results, like, quickly. It's like, oh, well, why fucking bother at all then? If it's gonna take, like, you know, like, I know logically that, like, well, everything takes more than, like, 1 session. But it's like, as someone with ADD, it is so fucking disheartening to, like, not be getting results and have other people indicate, like, oh yeah, I have results. It's like, it's painful. It's that patience thing, you know. It's like, I don't want to have to wait. I want it now. That's why there's the whole thing about how, like, if you talk to people who talk about, like, accessibility stuff, they'll say that ADD is one of the people with ADD and such are one of the people being preyed on with, like, microtransactions and shit, because, like, I don't want to wait. I don't want to fucking play Wii Sports multiple hours every day to get everything, but they haven't given me a way to pay for everything in the game, so I wouldn't do that anyway, because I'd be like, oh, well, never mind, this game is fucking disgusting. But also, I really do want to play fucking my Wii Sports 3 right now. I would rather be playing that than this. Nonsense. Why are these 2 different things? You know what? I gotta say my favorite fucking quote from Rene Descartes. Who give a shit? I agree with that guy. Who give a shit? Me, I give a shit. That's the problem. Oh, and that's another issue, is like, okay, well, you know, well, there's plenty of people who you could do voice training with. It's like, ugh, yeah. Anybody who doesn't charge an arm and a leg, because I mean, I get it, they need to make money doing this because, you know, we live in a system, but I don't have money. I'm kind of like a poor person, you see. That's why I don't have, you know, VR like proper VR like I'd want. That's why I have a fucking PSVR. And that one, like, it's cool and all, it sucks. PSVR sucks. Can't recommend it. PlayStation is fucking, I hear they're draconian with things they'll allow on, so even if they got VR chat, they wouldn't let me be, like, myself or whatever. Like, I couldn't put in my own custom fucking avatar and then use it. That's the important thing. Is, could I put it in? Maybe. Could I see others? Maybe. Could I use my own? No. Now I'd be playing on PlayStation, so maybe there'd be some special PlayStation ones, like maybe you could be Kratos, or whoever one of the fucking characters do, Joel of The Last of Us. You know, oh yeah, everybody loves The Last of Us. That's a lie. I think it sucks. It's kind of like, I've never liked it. I've seen all these people be like, oh, it's one of the greatest fucking games of all time. And it's like, man, it just kind of looks like, it feels like torture porn. And not even in a funny way, like the fucking Tomb Raider reboots did. The Tomb Raider reboots felt like torture porn, but like in a funny way. Like, it's like, why the fuck are they just like committing unnecessary violence to Lara Croft? That's unnecessary. It's almost funny. Almost funny. Like, it's unnecessary. There's no reason for it to be like that. But, like, man, I don't know, just fucking... The Last of Us just doesn't seem like a fun game. The Last of Us is arguably the reason why, I mean, a lot of the people who say the games like The Last of Us are, like, amazing games are also the same kind of people who were just PlayStation people during that era, so they'll also say shit like, Heavy Rain is an amazing game. Is not, by the way. Nothing made by that guy is amazing. Which reminds me that arguably, what I was saying is arguably, because of that guy, because of their choice of how they modeled their protagonist, that could be, that game that I was talking about, I can't remember what it's called, The Last of Us, could be the reason that Beyond Two Souls exists. And that game is not good. I've seen it. Like, as I said, anything made by that guy is not good, but like, that one's also particularly not good. Because he got Paige and Defoe in it, and it's assumed he only got Paige because main character of The Last of Us looked like Paige. It's like, ooh. Same name and everything too. It's like, oh my god, they weren't even trying. They were absolutely putting that poor fucker in there. And it's like, why would you do that though? Doesn't make sense to me. Like, it doesn't make sense to me to model it after someone, like, one-to-one. Like, you know, okay, start with the model of someone and then completely change enough things where it's like, okay, you know, like the change it up so it's different meme. You're like, oh, can I copy your homework? Sure, change it up if it's different. Or change it up so it's different. And then nothing changes. Or it changes, but it's like worse, so you can tell, like, oh yeah, so what the person is saying is this one is a cheap copy. It feels like that. Like, that's how it should be. Is that, it's changed up enough. It's very clear that that's what it is. In a similar sense, like the very long translation of gameplay between, like, Indiana Jones games to Tomb Raider games to Uncharted back to Tomb Raider. Like, that's a very long chain of events that, like, those are all arguably the same genre of game. But, like, they're different games and they changed enough every time that it's like, yeah, Like, I'm not going to say that Tomb Raider ripped off Indiana Jones, or that Uncharted ripped off Tomb Raider, or that Tomb Raider ripped off Uncharted again. Because, like, that's the same sort of thing when you make a game in the same genre like that,
I'm gonna say it, though. Just for funsies.
That's fucked up of you.
They totally ripped each other off.
Damn.
In a big weird circle.
Yeah, as long as they were ripping and not jerking. Unless that's the joke you were going for. Is that it was like a circle jerk. Which, if that's not the joke you were going for...
I could make a funnier joke than that, so I'm not gonna do that one.
Okay.
I'm not gonna make a funnier joke than that, but I could.
Well, now I don't believe that you could.
So?
God, this is so long. Now, how will anyone be able to believe that you could if you won't? God, this place feels like it's... like, all this red stuff looks like it's blood. Like, oh yes, this was a fountain of blood recently. Like, it came out of Dracula's fucking castle. Oh man, chat, speaking of Dracula, you hear about how Tumblr is getting emailed the plot of Dracula? That shit's crazy. And it's it's not all Tumblr people, but, like, most of the people who are getting this story emailed to them are on Tumblr.
I wonder if they've gotten to the point where the cowboy just shoots Dracula with a gun.
No. As far as I know, he's still complaining about Dracula climbing up the side of the wall like a lizard.
Ah. That's fair. That was a weird thing for Dracula to do, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, even though to us we know he's a Dracula, and so it's like, it's fine for a Dracula to do things like that, actually. Like, it was at a time when they didn't know what a Dracula was, so... It's fine that Jonathan didn't know that Dracula was a Dracula. Go with me. I'm so close to done with this, but also I just want to stop right now because I have nothing more to talk about. This game is a very brain-off game. I've said it before many times. Basically, anytime I stream this is a brain-off game. This is not a good... I'm certain there are some people who could do really great, like, stream of conscious talking streams over this game, but I am not one of them. I need to be able to talk about something.
Here's something to
Or
talk
perhaps
about.
if there's someone else around that's not an annoying little poop head.
I've got something to talk
Fuck.
about. The thing when I was looking up the thing I was looking up, I found out that the first Soft Cell album is called Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret, and I think that's a great name for an album.
Fair. Fair. I'm gonna finish this section and then I'll call it quits for the day because I'm fucking sick of this game. My eyes are watering from staring at the screen for so long. Did I feel that? Finish it? Yeah, did I fill that gnome? Yeah, sure, that's what I should fucking say. Did I fill that gnome? Oh, was he filled? As I said, it's also a bit disappointing that none of these new maps added were story missions, but I also understand that it's like, you know, they're just one developer. I think they're, like, at the very least, they're a small team.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, they have 100 million people. The most big dev companies don't have 100 million, that's a lot, but they got, like, you know, 100 or so. And, yeah, I bet this team's like a few. I definitely think they could use some colorblind options. Like specifically for this. Because even on all this, sometimes I legitimately can't see any change.
Yellow was probably not a good color choice for the colorblind option, or not for the colorblind option because there isn't one.
Yeah. Okay. Should I do this wall also? Yeah, I should do this wall also. I know. I'm sort of like. Oh, never mind. It's got these guys on it. We're you know what? We're gonna go here. Screen cap. That's gonna be the thumbnail, fellas. We're done with the game for the day. I hope everyone had a great time. Still got this face reveal at 1 sub goal. 1,320 days to go, folks. Get on it. Get me enough followers that I can get subscribers. And you also gotta chat in my chat. You can't just, you know, stand around or whatever. You gotta chat in my chat. You gotta come into my chat. And you know what? Maybe I'll play this game and have good times with it if there's other stuff happening. But in any case, got my links on screen. Goodbye.